Everyone can be seated. With the jury, I hope you had an enjoyable lunchtime. State, please call your next witness.
State calls Detective Grossman.
Please raise your right hand, Detective. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
You may take your seat.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly and clearly.
Please say your name and spell your name.
Sure. Jonathan Grossman, Jonathan Grossman.
How are you employed?
I'm a police detective with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office since January of 2011.
What about before that?
I was a police officer with the Miami-Dade Schools Police Department since 2004.
And were you called upon to assist in a murder case that happened here in Tallahassee?
I was.
All right. Were you asked to assist with the search warrant of the defendant's residence?
I was.
Where is that residence?
It's located at 2127 Brickell Avenue, apartment 1602.
And when was the search warrant conducted?
November 14th, 2023.
As part of the search warrant, did you take photos of the residence?
Yes, photographs were taken.
All right, I'm going to show you some of those, which I've marked as 143 through 163. Just take a moment to look through those.
Yes.
All right, are they fair and accurate photos of the residence as it appeared that day?
Yes.
At this time, I'd ask to move into evidence 143 through 163.
Any objection?
No objection.
States 143 through 163 are admitted.
May I
Please
publish?
silence all devices. Yes, you may publish.
Publishing states 144. Is it a condominium located in a high-rise?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And States Exhibit 145. Is this kind of the view from the entrance to the residence?
Yes, ma'am, that's would be closest to the front door, looking in.
And did you observe some luggage there in the residence? I guess toward the entryway?
Yes, there was luggage.
States 147. Why this won't focus for us? Seems to be better when it's zoomed in. Or not. States 148. Use the luggage tags.
Yes.
Consistent with destination Saigon by way of Dubai.
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibit 150. As part of the search warrant, did you see some camera equipment? Maybe
Yes,
just
we did.
overview. Did you also take possession of some visas? Publishing states 149. Vietnam visas?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Approach and show you what's been marked as states 129 and 130. Are those the visas that were seized?
Yes.
In whose name are those visas?
One is Harvey Adelson, and the other is Donna Adelson.
Are those in the same or substantially the same condition as they were when you seized them?
Yes, sir.
Move into evidence 129 and 130, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
129 and 130 are admitted.
Publishing States Exhibit 146. Did you seize this day planner?
We did.
Is this planner, is this how it was, open like this when you found it?
Yes, it was.
Approaching the states 59 and 59A. Showing you 59 first. Is that the day planner that you seized that's pictured on the screen there?
Yes, it is.
Is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you impounded it?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence states 59.
Any objection?
I'm sorry. Strike that. I wasn't moving it in. 59A, sir, showing you that now. The intention, Judge, is just to have 59 identified and 59A admitted. Sir, 59A, have you had an opportunity to examine it?
I recall part of it from the 59.
Okay, and does 59A contain fair and accurate copies of pages from 59?
From what it appears, yes.
Judge, this time I'd ask to move to evidence 59A.
Any objection?
No objection.
59A is admitted.
Publishing states 143. Was this note present there at the residence?
It was.
Where was this note found?
It was found on the floor in one of the bedrooms.
Okay, and it appears to be offering some information about an M11 gun to be sold.
Correct.
Yeah, you did say the date of that the search was conducted, but in case anybody missed it, will you say it again, please?
Sure, November 14th, 2023.
No further questions, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Came all the way from Miami.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. You indicated that the search was done on November the 14th of 2023. What time of day did you get there?
I think we arrived around 1:15, 1:30, and I think we executed the warrant around 2:30.
PM?
Yes.
And who was present?
It was myself, Sergeant Michael Scott, Sergeant Paul Villaverde, Detective David Denmark, and there were members of our priority response team.
Okay. Was any of the occupants, were they present?
Yes, Mr. Harvey Adelson was present.
Okay. And you had a search warrant with certain things you were permitted to obtain. So were you involved in the search yourself, or you were just in charge of?
Yeah, our team. I was the affiant on the warrant, and then our team assisted with the, my team assisted with the search.
Okay. Was it a thorough search?
I mean, well, yeah, we were looking for certain things. We had an electronics canine dog also come to assist. And we conducted the search.
What does an electronics canine dog do?
Searches for electronic devices.
And did the dog find anything?
I don't remember specifically if there was anything the dog identified to. He may have hid in the closet area where a laptop was.
Okay. And are they trained to get battery operated and like plugged in electronic devices?
I'm not too sure what the level of training. I'm not a handler.
Did you see the dog in the closet? You said it alerted to something in the closet?
No, I said I believe he alerted to a laptop that was in the closet. I'm
Did
just
you-
going off of memory.
Did you observe that?
No.
Did not, okay. All right. Let me see here just a second. Did you make a list of the items that were seized?
There are a series of property receipts that were prepared after.
Okay. Based on the search warrant that you got, every search warrant has some kind of limitations, although when you read them, it doesn't really seem that limited. But in this case, you were able to search anything that was there, electronic, paper, sticky notes, etc., if it had the evidence that you, in your search warrant, you had sought to look at, correct?
Correct.
And that would have been financial records, asset ownership records, et cetera, et cetera.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Were you the one responsible for making sure that each area that was within the home was searched?
Ultimately, our team does that, so it's kind of an effort by everybody that was involved in the search itself.
Okay,
So I would say, as a group, yes, the apartment was searched.
okay. And you're allowed to go into, you can open drawers, you can open boxes, you can open dressers, all of those things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. May I approach the witness? Thank you. I'm going to show you what's already been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibit 160. Does that appear to be one of the photographs of one of the closets that was searched?
Yes, ma'am.
And 157 that's been entered of the State's, does that also appear to be?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And looking at in Exhibit 157, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get in your personal space.
No, you're good.
Okay, in 157, this appears to be female clothing here, correct?
It does.
And on the left-hand side, it looks like blouses on the top, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Jackets on the bottom, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then on the right-hand side, you can see some dresses that are hanging up, correct?
Appears to be, yes.
Okay. And on 160, does that, take your time looking at it, but does that show any electronic devices in that particular closet?
If you look towards the end, you see a USPS box, and there will be a laptop underneath.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Not that's jumping out at me right now.
I got really bad eyesight because I'm old. See that little light under there? Underneath that blouse?
Okay.
Does that appear to be something electronic?
It could be.
Is it a light that's on?
I see a dot there. I'm not.
Okay. Did you all, excuse me. Do you recall as part of the search going through a safe?
No.
So there would be no pictures of the safe that was present in the home?
I don't recall pictures of the safe, no.
If there is a safe with your search warrant, you have the right to go into it, correct? To look for the items that are authorized to get in the search warrant?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. If someone there had located the safe, you would document that with pictures as well?
I believe so,
Okay.
yes.
And what time did you say you left?
I don't recall
You don't recall?
what time we left. It might have been 3-something.
3-something? So you were there at least a couple of hours?
By the time I believe we executed the warrant around 2:23, maybe 2:20 p.m. So we left probably about an hour later, I think.
Okay. And, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. When you went and executed the search warrant, were you kind of aware about the general facts in this case, what the allegations were?
Yes.
Was this your first assignment on the case?
No.
What else had you done on the case?
In 2015, we assisted with the case.
Okay. I believe you maybe did some searching of the Prius.
I did.
Okay. Were you aware that there was an allegation that there were stacks of $100 bills that were in groups of 10, which would be 1,000 if my math is still correct, and they were stapled together? Were you aware of that?
I've heard that during the course of the investigation.
If you had found that inside the apartment, would you have documented that?
Probably.
Just 1 second, please. One of the photographs that the state entered, and I'll go get it if you don't remember it, but one of them that they entered had some luggage. You remember that picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you all search the luggage?
I don't believe we entered the bag, no.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
Redirect. You may step down, Detective. Will he be recalled?
No, sir.
You are released, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Please call your next witness.
State calls Patricia Byrd.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. Tell Brandon if you can adjust the microphone for her if she needs it.
Will you tell us your name and spell it for the court reporter, please?
Patricia Byrd.
Thank you.
P-A-T-R-I-C-I-A. Byrd, B-Y-R-D.
And are you in custody at Leon County Jail?
Yes.
Are you in custody for violating your probation on a felony case?
Yes.
And is it your understanding that for that felony case, if you were convicted as charged, that you could receive up to 15 years in prison for that felony?
Yes.
And is that felony that you're in custody for, is that the only felony that you've been convicted of?
Yes. I have a pending case.
Thank you. So do you also have another pending case
Yes.
that you haven't been convicted of yet, but it is still pending?
Yes.
And that pending case, is that case in Wakulla County?
Yes.
For that case, if you're convicted as charged in that case, could you receive up to 5 years in prison for that case?
Yes.
Okay. And the one that you're in custody on from Leon County is the only felony you've been convicted of then?
Yes.
Have you received any offer or promises in exchange for your testimony in this case?
No.
Were you in custody with Donna Adelson?
Yes, I was.
For about how long?
Maybe about 6 or 7 months.
And was this at Leon County Jail?
Yes.
Were you and Donna Adelson in the same pod?
Yes.
What does that mean?
We're in the same, it's a open pod, it's an open bay where a lot of bunk beds are together.
Okay, so a lot of women are in there together.
Yes.
Okay, so you sleep in the same room as some of these women.
Yes.
And how close did you sleep to Donna Adelson?
Right next to her.
All right, and if you're in the same pod, do you have your meals together with the other women in the pod?
Yes.
do you have like your downtime where you're watching TV or reading or writing, all those things together with the same women in the pod?
Yes.
When you were in the same pod with Donna Adelson for those months, did you become friendly with her?
Yes.
How often would you talk to her?
Every day, all day.
Who else was she close to in the pod?
Dina Bernhardt.
Okay. Did she have a couple of other people she was close to as well?
Yes.
Were you and Dina the closest?
Yes.
To her, I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Once you and Donna Adelson became close friends, did she ever talk to you about her pending case, this case?
She did.
When y'all would have those conversations, did you ever outright ask her whether she did what she's accused of?
I did.
And what did she say to that?
She said she did. It was to keep her grandkids, but it wasn't supposed to go that far.
Okay, so she said she did do it, and she did it to keep her grandkids,
Yes.
but she didn't expect it to go this far.
Yes.
Did Donna Adelson ever ask if you were ever in custody with a woman named Katherine Magbanua?
Yes, she did.
And were you ever in custody with Katherine Magbanua?
Yes.
Was that several years ago?
Yes, ma'am.
And about how long were you in custody with Magbanua for?
About a year or two.
Now, did you tell Donna Adelson that? Did you let her know that you had been in custody with Magbanua?
Yes.
Since you had been in custody with Magbanua, once Donna Adelson knew that, what did Donna Adelson want you to do?
She wanted me to say that Magbanua told me when we killed him, I knew my boyfriend's parents had money.
Okay, so basically, she and some other people did this crime, and they did it because her boyfriend's parents had money.
Yes.
Who did she want you to tell that to?
She wanted me to tell it to whoever came up and asked me about it, and the investigators.
Okay. Did she offer you anything in exchange for you providing that information?
Yes.
What did she offer you?
A trailer and some land, and she would have her husband fix my teeth.
Okay. So, like, if you got out of custody, she'd help you buy a trailer and land,
Yes.
and that her husband could fix your teeth?
Yes.
Like veneers?
Yes.
Now, was any of that true as far as did Magbanua ever say those things to you?
No, she did not.
Did Donna Adelson give you other gifts while in custody?
Yes.
Like what?
She would buy canteen, and she would bring it over to my bed.
What's canteen?
Canteen is food that we buy off commissary,
Okay. It's kind of like chips and candy and other things that
and
you...
noodles and stuff like that.
Okay. But it costs money to buy those things?
Yes.
Okay. But she would buy those or extra and she'd give it to you?
Yes.
Now, did you ever speak to her attorneys or investigators who came to the jail to see what information that you had?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember whether you spoke to a man or a woman?
It was a woman.
Did you tell them the information you told us today?
I did.
Did you tell them that that information that Magbanua said was true or not true?
It was not true.
Okay, but that Donna Adelson wanted you to say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else did those people for the defense who came to see who may have information, who else did they speak to?
They spoke to Lindsay Bennett and Brittany Purcell and Cassidy Conroy.
Did they speak to Dina Bernhardt?
Yes, they did.
Did you tell your attorney what was going on as far as Donna Adelson wanting you to provide this information that was not true?
I'm not sure if I told him.
I'm talking about your attorney.
My attorney?
Yeah, did you tell your attorney at some point?
Yes.
Okay. Once you told your attorney that, did an investigator from the state attorney's office come speak to you to get more information about what happened?
They did.
And did you tell him everything that you told us today?
I did.
Just a second.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
You testified that you spoke with a investigator, a woman. Was the woman white or black?
She was black.
Okay. Do you remember testifying in a hearing on this matter a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember saying that she was white?
Yes. I was confused.
You were confused by the question, or you were confused about the race of the investigator that you spoke with?
It was about the question.
Okay. And isn't it true that you also spoke with a male investigator last August?
Yes.
Okay. And that was about less than a month after you moved into the pod with Miss Adelson?
And to the next part with Miss Adelson.
No, we're talking in originally. That was about a month after you moved into the pod with Miss Adelson.
Yes.
Okay. And you spoke with that first investigator, the male.
Yes.
Okay. And it's your testimony that at that point in time, Miss Adelson had already offered you money, land, and a trailer.
Yes.
Okay. And you told that to that first investigator.
I did.
Okay. So on August, I believe it was August 30th of 2024, your testimony is that you told the first investigator, the man, about that offer.
I did.
Okay. Did you also tell him that the information that you were saying about Miss Magbanua was false?
I did.
All of it?
I did.
Okay. Isn't it true that you've also testified that in fact Miss Magbanua was manipulative?
I did.
And is that true?
It is.
Now you testified that my client admitted doing it and that it was to keep her grandkids, but it wasn't supposed to go that far.
Correct.
Okay? Now, isn't it true that the only thing that she did was write checks to Miss Magbanua?
I'm not sure.
Isn't that what she told you?
Not sure.
Haven't you previously said that Miss Adelson, my client, did not plan the murder?
Correct.
How many times did you meet with an investigator from the any of the defense attorneys in this case?
Could you repeat the question?
How many times have you met with an investigator from any of the defense attorneys' offices?
Twice.
remember previously testifying that someone from the defense attorney's office came 4 or 5 times.
No, I did not.
How many times did a female investigator come to speak with you?
Once.
Do you remember testifying previously that you said a female investigator came twice?
If I said that, then that's what it was.
Can I get a page on my number on that, please?
I don't have it.
I would object to improper impeachment.
Please show the witness the prior statement or testimony so she can explain, deny, or admit.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Refer you, I believe it's the April 1st or 2nd interview with Investigator Newland and Pat Sanford at the Leon County Detention Center, page 20. And we'll start with the female investigator, lines 16 through 18. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Can you just read that to yourself, please? Did you say something differently when you first met with the representative of the state attorney's office?
I did.
Okay. So, when you first met with the state attorney's office representatives and Special Agent Sanford, when asked how many times the defense investigators come to see you, you said 4 or 5, correct?
Correct.
And then how many times did the female investigator come to speak to you? You said twice.
Correct.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Byrd, you've testified that you were incarcerated with my client for 6 to 7 months. How much of that time were you actually sleeping in the bed next to her?
Somewhere in between 3 to maybe 4 months.
The jail records reflect something differently. Would they be more accurate?
Could be.
Could be more accurate, or they
Yeah.
are?
They are, because we were.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Redirect examination.
Yes, sir. Will you finish what you were gonna say, please?
We were in 2 different pods together.
Okay. So, did you sleep together, or I'm sorry, sleep in the same pod as her, sleep next to her in one pod and sleep further from her in another pod? What do you mean?
I slept next to her in one pod, and then we slept in the same section in another part of the jail.
Okay. So when you're sleeping in the same section from someone, are you still in the same room with them?
Yes,
Okay. Despite whether you were sleeping next to her or a few beds over from her, did you guys still have downtime each day in the pod together?
yes,
Okay. And did you talk most of the day, every day, for several months at a time?
on a regular basis.
All right. Regardless of how many times the defense sent investigators to talk to you, you did speak to them multiple times.
Yes,
And you also spoke to state attorney's office investigators, is that right?
yes,
And your own attorney?
yes,
And you've testified at a prior proceeding as well?
yes.
Okay. And did you ask Donna Adelson whether she wrote checks to Katherine Magbanua, or did you ask her whether she did what they're accused her of doing?
I asked her if she did what they accused her of,
Okay. And she said yes.
and she said yes.
Thank you.
You may step down. Will this witness be recalled by either party?
No, sir, she can be released. Thank you.
Defense.
Potentially, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Byrd, you may be called again by the defense. Please call your next witness.
State calls Dina Bernhardt.
Please raise your right hand, Ms. Bernhardt. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone if you need to.
Now, please say your name and spell your name.
Dina Bernhardt, DrinaBernhardt.
Ms. Bernhardt, are you currently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you in currently on 2 different felony cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the first case I want to ask you about is the VOP, or violation of probation case. Is that one of your open cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a second-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then also a third-degree felony is also pending, punishable by up to an additional 5 years. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right? Okay. And are both of those cases totally unrelated to the murder case that we're here about in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I want to ask if you've been promised anything by myself or any member of my team in exchange for your testimony here today.
No, ma'am.
So any leniency or any help with your case, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything?
No.
Okay. Is this your first stint in the Leon County Jail?
No, it's not.
Have you been in and out of jail quite a few times?
I have.
Okay. Do you have 27 prior convictions involving either felonies or crimes of dishonesty?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you recently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail with Donna Adelson?
Yes, I was.
And did you become friendly with her during the time that y'all were both in the jail together?
Yes.
How long were you together in the jail?
I can't remember exactly, maybe around 4 months.
All right, were you in the same pod that whole 4 months?
Yes.
And when you're in the pod together in jail, is it easier to become friendly than it is on the outside?
Yes.
Why is that?
We're together 24/7, so.
All right, can you describe your friendship with Mrs. Adelson?
Yes, initially, it was very nice. She actually called me her jail daughter, and she and I got close. And how much more detail do you want?
Well, by close, did you talk to each other about personal things, like your
Yes.
life?
Yes.
Okay. And did she have a nickname for you besides her jail daughter?
Yes, Sunshine.
Did she paint pictures for you and write notes to you and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
And approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 61. Is this one of the pieces of art and letters that she wrote to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge asked to move into evidence State 61.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
State 61 is the motion.
permission to publish.
You may.
So is this her initials down here?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the back, is that a little note to you?
Yes, it is.
Dear Drina, I hope your life will be filled with love, joy, and flowers. You deserve only the best because you are the best. Love, Donna. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
And did you return this type of favor and make little art and things for her as well?
Probably, yes.
Did she ever talk to you about her grandchildren?
Yes, she did.
And did she tell you anything about the type of relationship that she had specifically with the children of the deceased in this case?
Yes, she said she was very close with them, and every now and then she would call them her children.
Okay, and I want to ask you about whether Mrs. Adelson, during the time that y'all were friendly, ever discussed her case with you.
Yes.
Okay, and was her bringing up her case something that she did a lot, or was it only one time?
It was often.
Okay, so it was something that she was
Doing a
talking
lot.
about daily.
Yes.
Okay, and was it a bunch of different aspects of her case she would talk about, or only one thing?
It was different aspects.
At some point, did you end up reaching out to law enforcement to report some of the things that she had been saying to you about her case?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do that?
Well, initially I did it for selfish reasons, but more that I spent time with Donna, I realized that it was morally correct and I wanted to get justice for the Markel family.
Okay, so you felt it was the right thing to do, but you were also hoping to get something out of it.
Yes.
And what kind of thing were you hoping to get out of it?
Just help, lighter sentence, maybe rehab.
Okay, and are you still hoping that might be the outcome for you?
Maybe, but right now I'm more interested in justice for the Markel family.
Did Donna Adelson ever talk to you when she was talking about her case? Did she ever mention any concerns about the testimony of her son, Rob Adelson?
She did. She said she was extremely worried about his testimony.
Okay, so that was something that she brought up often, or only
Yeah.
one time?
A few times.
Okay. Did she ever mention to you a state witness by the name of Katherine Magbanua?
Yes.
And was Ms. Magbanua somebody that was known to you?
Yes, I knew Miss Magbanua from being locked up with her years before.
And how did she first bring up Magbanua to you, or did you bring Magbanua up to her?
I can't remember exactly how it was brought up. I just know that it was brought to her attention.
Brought to her attention that you knew Magbanua?
Yeah.
Okay. And at some point, did the defendant try to recruit you to become a witness for her in this case?
Yes.
How did she first approach you about that?
She asked me if I would be willing to do it, and I said yes.
Okay. And was this topic discussed one time or more than one time?
More than once.
How many times can you estimate? A lot?
A lot, yes.
Okay. And what is it that she wanted you to testify about?
She wanted me to testify about numerous different things about Kay, mostly about Miss Magbanua.
And Miss Magbanua, you knew her by the nickname Kay?
Yes.
Okay. And so she had some things she wanted you to say about Kay.
Correct.
At some point, did she prepare a script for you of exactly what she wanted you to testify to?
She did.
I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 62. Do you recognize State 62?
I do.
Is this the script that was prepared for you by Ms. Adelson?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, moving evidence, State 62.
An objection.
No objection.
State 62 is admitted.
May I publish?
You may.
Whose notebook is this?
That's mine.
And
whose handwriting is this on this first page?
That's Donna's, Miss Adelson.
Okay, so she wrote this in your notebook?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it you were supposed to do with this information?
I was supposed to study it and answer it correctly on the stand for her.
So this is what she wanted you to say in court.
Yes, ma'am.
So for example, how did you know Donna Adelson? You were supposed to say everyone knew her, she's been on the news. I've seen and heard about this on TV shows and read it in the newspaper over the years.
Correct.
Do you read the newspaper?
No.
Okay. Did you know much about her or her case prior to coming in contact with her in the Leon County Jail?
No, ma'am.
And what were you supposed to do with this physical script?
I was supposed to copy it down and give it back to her.
Okay, copy it into your own handwriting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you provide this item to my office?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it copied and returned to you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do with it once you returned with the original to Leon County Jail?
Return it to her.
I'm gonna go down a paragraph here. This says that you approached Mrs. Adelson and told her you had information about Kay that you wanted to give her. Is that true?
No.
This says that Kay told you that she told Charlie on the night of the murder that some friends of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him. Did Kay ever tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She asked him to give her the 1/3 of $1 million that he was going to pay his sister so that she could relocate with her children to Miami. He went crazy on her. He said that that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law not to kill him. Did Kay ever say any of that to you?
No, ma'am.
And then over here continues, but she convinced him that the murderers think a woman is paying for this. They don't know Charlie. She told him she wouldn't tell her friends who he is. She can keep him safe. So she was, according to this story, extorting money out of Charlie, but he didn't know it. He thought she was his friend, but really she was his enemy. Is that the deal?
Yes, I suppose that's what it's supposed to be.
All right, and did Katherine Magbanua ever say any of that to you?
No.
Do you know, are you familiar at all with Charlie Adelson's trial or his trial testimony?
No,
There's a part on here that says, here, she laughed about how easy it was to extort, and extort is underlined. Did you underline that, or did Mrs. Adelson underline that?
I didn't underline it.
Okay. How easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out to a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with the 1/3 of $1 million. She said she fooled her baby daddy and she fooled Charlie. Sigfredo would do anything for her, and he did. All right, so again, sorry to keep asking the same question, but did Kay say any of this to you?
No.
Okay. Charlie was scared and easy to extort. What a stupid fool. He believed her that she was keeping him safe from the killers. Ha ha, what a joke. Is that the type of language that Katherine Magbanua would use?
No.
Do you know her well enough to tell this jury that she wouldn't say something like, you know, what a stupid fool, ha ha, what a joke?
Yeah, she wouldn't talk like that.
that's what Mrs. Adelson wanted you to come in and tell this jury.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she give you anything or promise you anything in exchange for reciting this script?
While I was in jail, I received packages and phone calls, and I was promised things as well.
What type of packages?
Packages are in jail just like a bunch of basically gas station food, but it's exciting when you're in jail.
Okay, and what about phone calls? What do you mean by that?
Just the phone calls are very expensive from jail, so she would let me use her phone to call my mother and other people.
Okay, and you said she promised you other things in the future. What other types of things?
$10,000, a grand piano.
What else?
She promised me cameras, but
None of that came to fruition.
no.
Okay. And what about pills? Did she mention anything to you about pills?
Yes, that if I needed pills, that I could call a doctor named, I think Obed. I think that's his name.
Okay.
Yes.
And that person would write you some prescriptions?
Yes, ma'am.
And why would you be in need of prescription medication?
I'm a recovering drug addict.
Did she tell you that if you were to be released that you could make these phone calls, including this phone call to Dr. Obed?
Yes.
Okay, and how were you going to get these other items, like the $10,000?
The money would be through something called Zelle.
Okay, and who was going to send the money through Zelle?
Oh, Harvey.
That's her husband, Harvey Adelson?
Yes.
And how are you supposed to contact Harvey Adelson?
Through a phone app called Signal.
Okay, had you ever heard of the phone app Signal before?
No, ma'am.
Okay, one moment, please, Your Honor. No further questions at this time, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor, just a moment.
So before you cross, please approach.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, you testified that you haven't been promised anything, correct?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true that you were released from jail on February 11th,
Yes,
2025 as a result of your cooperation in this matter?
Oh, I don't know if it was a result of my cooperation, but yes, that's when I was released.
Okay. And so you met with law enforcement. In fact, you sent a letter to a Detective Turner in December of 2024, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you said that you had information about Donna Adelson, correct?
Correct.
And that you cooperated in the past and you wanted to do it again.
Correct.
And then as a result of that, on December 18th, Detective Turner came and met with you.
Correct.
And you spoke with him about this matter.
Yes, sir.
And then on December 20th, you were taken up to the state attorney's office to meet with the state attorney's office, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then as a result of that conversation, on February 11th, you were released.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Okay. Now, I want to back up a little bit. You've met prior to being rearrested in September of 2024. You knew Patricia Byrd, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you guys friends on the outside?
No.
Just on the inside?
Yes, sir.
But you'd been friendly before?
Friendly, I suppose, for jail.
Now, when you first met with law enforcement, or the state attorney's office on December 20th of 2024, towards the end of that conversation, you said to them, "Did I do a good job?" Isn't that true?
Yes, it is.
Now, when you met with them on that day, the offer that you'd had at that point was 5 to 6 years in prison, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I want to back up a little bit. Let's see. So that violation of probation. You were originally put on that probation September 1st of 2023, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at that point in time, isn't it true that you qualified for enhanced sentencing?
If you're talking about the PRR, is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure.
Did you qualify as a PRR sentence?
I think it was actually past the 3 years.
Okay. I'm going to approach, and I'll have this marked for identification purposes.
You may approach.
Identification purposes. Judgment and sentence that was rendered on September 1st of 2023. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And it indicates that you qualify for PRR sentencing, but the state is waiving it at that time, correct?
Okay. Yes, it does say
Okay.
that.
And so this is a judgment and sentence or conviction for one count of burglary of an occupied dwelling and one count of burglary of a dwelling, 2 counts of burglary of a conveyance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And PRR sentencing means that when you commit a qualifying offense within 3 years of your release from prison, the court has to sentence you to the maximum sentence day for day unless you have a plea agreement that says otherwise, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that would mean that this sentence, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years day for day in prison, correct?
If I went to trial, yes, sir.
If you didn't have this plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
But you did have this plea agreement
Yes.
and you were put on probation.
Yes, sir.
Now, it specifically says if you violate probation, they can reimpose the prison releasee reoffender sentence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you did violate that probation, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. And on June 18th of 2024, probation officer signed an affidavit of violation because you started using again, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were rearrested. You didn't go back to prison, did you?
No,
You got a chance for more treatment, didn't you?
I did.
Now, originally in that 2023 sentence, you did an inpatient program,
Yes, at Sisters in Sobriety.
and you completed that.
I did.
Here, when you were reinstated in July of 2024, you were stepped down to outpatient, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't report to probation, did you?
No,
You started using again,
I did.
and you strung your probation officer along, lying to them.
I don't think I did that, but
You did not make yourself available for supervision.
no, I didn't.
You didn't follow instructions,
I just didn't go.
and you also didn't test.
I didn't go, correct.
And so then you are rearrested, not just for the violation of probation, but also for a new felony charge, correct?
What's the new felony charge?
Burglary of a conveyance?
Okay, yes, correct.
And so in September of 2024, when you were rearrested for violating probation and the new burglary charge, that point in time, you are facing 15 years mandatory day-for-day sentencing, unless you can reach an agreement with the state.
Correct,
And then you meet Donna Adelson,
correct.
your get out of jail free card.
I don't have an answer to that.
And you befriended her,
We became friends, yes.
and you would ask her questions about her case.
No, I didn't ask her questions about her case. She offered it to me and I would listen to her.
So it's your testimony here today that you did not ask her questions.
I can't remember, I may have asked her one or two. I mean, we were locked up for a long time, but I didn't go to her constantly and asking her questions, no.
Just a moment.
Before you ask your next question, Mr. Zollman, please make sure it's sufficiently clear as it relates to matters that have been ruled upon.
Yes, sir, and that's exactly what I'm having ensure done. Okay. So, if you didn't reach an agreement with the state, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years, day for day.
If I went to trial and was found guilty, yes.
So that your understanding is if you went to trial, you would face 15 years, day for day.
If I was found guilty, yes.
Okay. So we're talking about a violation of probation. You go to a VOP hearing. You've already testified that you started using again.
Yes,
You didn't show up for probation.
correct.
Okay. So if you went to court without an agreement, you would have to be sentenced to 15 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, isn't it true that when you went to meet with law enforcement on December 20th of 2024, you made sure a couple days prior to this to sit down in a location in the pod and engage in a lengthy conversation with Donna Adelson, correct?
Oh, no, actually, the pod, you can see, the whole pod is visible.
Isn't it true that you told them that you made sure that you sat where a camera could catch you while you sat with my client going over paperwork?
Yes,
Okay. And you wanted them to make sure that they could get video of you with my client.
Yes.
Okay, just a moment, Your Honor. Did you tell my client she was naive about jail?
That she was naive about jail?
Yes.
Meaning that she just wasn't aware of what went on in jail?
Yes.
I may have. I don't remember.
Now let's talk about that video. I believe the state's going to be introducing that a little bit later. Now, describe for the jury how it came to be that my client wrote down the script that they've introduced into evidence.
How it came to be?
Yes.
Donna wrote it, and she and I were supposed to go over it and practice it.
Okay. During that time that you were sitting there, did you write anything down?
I may have colored or written something, but
Did
I
you-
honestly don't remember.
Did you take things out of the notebook that you'd already written and show them to her?
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
So you don't remember telling her what to write?
No, I didn't tell her what to write.
Your testimony here today is that you never told her what to write?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one thing you are sure about here today. Just a moment, Your Honor. Nothing further?
Redirect examination.
Were you ever advised to say anything other than the truth here today?
No.
You have a lawyer that's representing you on your criminal cases, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
he's working with the prosecutor on that case, not me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To try to get you some kind of deal, not 15 years maximum penalty, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and before your most recent release, you had a five-year plea offer at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as we sit here today, do you have a plea offer?
No.
Okay, so you're waiting to get a new plea offer
Yes, ma'am.
from somebody, not me,
Correct.
hoping that maybe it will be better than what it would otherwise be based on this information.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you had already provided that script to us before this most recent release and this most recent violation, and now you're gonna have to deal with accountability for that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that script, it was suggested like, oh, you told her what to write. Did you even know any of that story
No.
to tell her?
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
You may step down. Will this witness be recalled by either party?
Potentially, Judge.
Ms. Bernhardt, you remain under your subpoena and do not discuss your testimony with any other person.
Yes, sir.
Please call your next witness, State.
State calls Kate Butler.
Judge, I advise Ms.
No
Katherine.
objection, can we approach?
You may. raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to offer will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may take your seat.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone as you need to.
Did you bring your computer with you?
I did not. I brought my flash drive.
Okay. May I retrieve that from you? Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Good afternoon. My name is Kate Butler, Katebutler.
How are you employed, ma'am?
I'm a senior crime laboratory analyst at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement at the Pensacola Regional Operations Center in the Forensic Document Examination section.
How long have you been so employed?
16 years.
What are your duties there?
My duties consist of examining items of evidence, including handwriting, typewriting, inks, papers, and office machines, in order to determine source or authenticity of a question document.
What training and education do you have to perform those duties?
I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in forensic chemistry from the University of Mississippi. I completed the 2-year, 2-phase training program at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in the forensic document examination section. This training program consisted of 2 phases. The first phase was mostly reading academic texts, published articles, and research on all aspects of forensic document examination. Once I successfully completed an all-encompassing oral board and passing all the written and practical examinations, I was then allowed to move to phase 2 of training, which was supervised casework, in which I worked actual cases under the direct supervision of the certified analysts in the section. Once I successfully completed the mock trial at the end of that phase, I was then allowed to move to independent casework, which I have been doing ever since.
And have you previously testified as an expert in the area of forensic document examination?
I have,
About how many times?
approximately 25 times.
All right. And what is forensic document examination?
Forensic document examination is a highly specialized forensic discipline in which we examine items of evidence, including handwriting, typewriting, inks, papers, or office machines, in order to determine the source or authenticity of that document. Source meaning, was it written by a particular person, printed by a particular office machine? Authenticity, is it genuine, is it counterfeit, or has it been altered in some way? When I complete my examinations of the evidence, I then write a report as to my findings and, when necessary, testify to those.
How is handwriting identifiable to a particular individual?
The best way to explain how handwriting is identifiable is to ask each of you to remember back to when you first learned to write. You typically learned in the 2nd or 3rd grade using a copybook. You learned to make repeated iterations of each of the letters of the alphabet as well as the numbers until you had the basic model of each letter and each word, lowercase and uppercase. You learn to put them on a baseline. You learn to make uppercase letters taller than lowercase letters. However, we've all deviated, as adults, we've all deviated from that original copybook style we were taught. And it's those deviations that are the individual handwriting characteristics that I examine in a question handwriting sample and then compare to a known handwriting sample to see if the same characteristics are from the question are present in the known and are similar to one another.
Once you made a comparison between a known sample and a question sample, how do you report your results?
We have several levels of conclusions that we use in the field. We have on one side the identification, and this is the opinion of which the examiner has reviewed all of the material and has found that the question writing was in fact written by the known writer. And at the other side of the other end of the scale is elimination, and that's after reviewing all the material, the examiner has found that there are significant differences and that it is not the writer. Down from each of those, we have a highly probably wrote and a highly probably did not write. Then we have a probable wrote, probably did not write, indications may not have written, or indications may have written, indications may not have written, and in the middle is our neutral could neither identify nor eliminate opinion.
All right, I'm gonna approach and show you what I've marked as 59, introduced into evidence 59A, and introduced into evidence 62.
Butler to open your bags.
No, sir, I don't think that would be necessary.
Go ahead.
Thank
Showing
you.
you State's Exhibit 59 for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that exhibit?
I do.
And what did you do with that exhibit?
This particular exhibit, I inventoried to describe the contents of it. I then digitally scanned it and then used it as the purported known writing of Donna Adelson in my handwriting comparison.
Okay, and State's Exhibit 59A, does that exhibit contain the scanned pages that you selected from 59 to use as your known sample?
Some of the pages, yes, ma'am.
Yes, we did have one additional page in there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And State's Exhibit 62, is this the question sample that you used to compare against the known sample in State's Exhibit 59?
Yes, these are the images of the question document.
Okay, did you prepare a PowerPoint presentation to assist the jury in understanding your testimony here today?
I did.
Which may I publish?
This is only a demonstrative. You're not seeking to
It's a
admit it.
demonstrative, Your Honor. I don't know where I put my clicker, but if you'll just tell us when to advance the slide, we'll do that.
I will.
Okay. All right, so let's start with the next slide, please. Okay, so these are just the two exhibits that you compared as we just discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next slide, please. Okay, the question handwriting sample, next slide. Okay, wait, go back one. Okay, so what does this show?
This is the third page of the 3 pages of question writing.
And do you select certain characters or words for comparison? How do you start?
I look and examine every handwriting characteristic that is available for me to examine. I notate as I examine the question and known materials, so whenever I find a particular characteristic, I may note where that particular characteristic was found within the known writing. However, I compare all of the question individual characteristics within the handwriting to the known characteristics within the known.
So you're not just picking out like, oh, she makes her S's this way. You're looking at every single character.
Every single handwritten character, yes. I examine all of it and compare it to the known writing to see if each individual characteristic is present, that is present in the question, is present in the known or not, and if it's a similarity or if it is different in any way.
And all of that funnels into the totality of your conclusion?
That's correct. At the end of the complete side-by-side examination of all of the question handwriting with all of the known handwriting, I then evaluate all of the observed characteristics, and then I make a conclusion as to the authorship.
Okay, next slide, please. And let's skip to the next one. All right, tell us what we're looking at here. I'm gonna look for the pointer while you're talking.
This is a demonstrative court chart. It has some of the words and letters from the question documents.
Pointers.
Thank you so much. So I have looked through the question documents, of which there were 3 pages. I found certain words and cropped those words digitally and placed them on this chart. I did the same thing with some of the words and letters from the known writing. And I have put similar words and letters so that I can better explain how it is that I am able to, first of all, choose an individual handwriting characteristic, and then how I'm able to show that it is found within the known writing and that it is similar.
And does the next slide indicate the points of comparison on these particular characters?
Yes, the next slide has some arrows and other markings which are pointing out some of the individual characteristics that I found in my examination and showing how they are similar between the question writings and the known writings. Oh, I apparently clicked it.
I clicked it
Oh,
for you.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Would you like me to describe each of the characteristics?
Yeah, thank you.
So beginning with the first word in the uppercase W of the word Y, we see the overall structure of the uppercase W has a very small tick at the bottom near the baseline where it appears that there's a little bit of an upstroke and then a very small tick and then a downstroke. That kind of makes the bottom of the W. And that particular shape of it being sort of flat on one side but pointed or angled on the other side of the W on the side that's next to the H, the right side of the W has a bit of a curve, whereas the left side does not have that curve. So I observed that similar structure in the word wall within the known writing. So you can see on the left side very flat, but on the right side a very sharp angle up to the top. And then the top ends with a bit of a tick to the right, and that's pointed out in both the red arrow, the first red arrow in the uppercase W of the word Y in the question column, as well as in the uppercase W of the word Y on the known column. In the question column in the word Y, I have also pointed out the lowercase y, the structure of it creates almost a loop. It's not entirely connected, the U of the Y and the staff of the Y, but it almost is. But that pin lift, where the stroke stops, lifts, and then comes back down onto the piece of paper, that whole structure and then the two separate strokes, that particular lowercase y was found in the word they. And you can see that in the known column, the second row, where you see the lowercase y, the two strokes, where there's a bit of a pin drag as it lifts and then forms the staff of the y. Looking again to the question column, the word they, you can see the crossbar of the T moving up towards the lowercase h's staff and then almost forms a loop again. There's a bit of a pin lift there between the connecting strokes of that crossbar of the T and the lowercase h's staff. You can see that same characteristic with the crossbar moving into the lowercase h and almost connecting to the staff, but leaving a pin drag or a pin lift in that area. You can see that in the in the word there, in the lowercase t and h combination in the known column. I have also pointed out in the question column in the word they, the lowercase e. The lowercase e was formed by starting in the middle of the letter, and instead of making a loop or an eyelet formation, which is typically how our lowercase e is made, it remains open as if just a tick mark before it begins its overarching structure back to the baseline. So that sort of open loop E was also found in the word ache, which you can see in the known column, where you can see the eyelet of the E is open and not rounded at all. It's sort of a sharp retrace of the E before it forms the circular part. Like I pointed out in the word Y in the question column, I've also pointed out the lowercase y and they in the question column. So this is a second variation of the lowercase y. So one variation of the lowercase y has a straight staff. The bottom of it goes straight. Another variation that this writer had was the lowercase y, in which those strokes, the bowl of the y and the staff, are actually connected here in a loop formation, and the bottom of the staff creates a curve at the bottom, whereas the lowercase y in the word y remains straight. So this particular natural variation, the lowercase y with a loop and a curve, this was found in the word y in the known column on the first line. Natural variations are found throughout people's writing because of our lack of machine-like precision to be able to produce writing exactly the same way every time. Natural variations occur throughout our writing. So seeing different variations of a lowercase y or any letter and seeing those same variations present in the known is additional information for me to use in my conclusion. So going to the next word in the question column, it is the word Miami. The uppercase M in Miami has an interesting structure. The staff of it has an open loop formation. So it looks like a little bit of a bubble in that staff on the left side of the M. This same formation of that uppercase M was found within the known writing, and I have it pointed out in the word me in the known column. One of the other things that I wanted to point out in the word Miami is the height difference between the lowercase I and the lowercase a. This particular writer, when writing the I-A together, tended to make the lowercase I lower than the lowercase a, whereas you can see it's sort of floating above the baseline. That particular characteristic was also found within the words Miami within the known writing, which I have pointed one out on the right side of the column in the second Miami, but it is also seen in the first version of Miami as well, just not pointed out with an arrow. The lowercase a in Miami, I'm pointing out two different characteristics with that lowercase a. I'm pointing out the structure of the lowercase a, kind of having a bit of an open top. There's a space between the top of it and the staff of it, kind of leaving a little bit of an open circle. And the structure of it being kind of having a bit of a hat to it. That particular characteristic was found in the lowercase a of the word tenants, which is about 8 lines down on the known column. One of the other characteristics I'm pointing out with the lowercase a in Miami is how the ending stroke of the a sweeps under the lowercase m in Miami next to it. And that particular characteristic, which was found in the word Miami in the question, was also found within the word Miami within the known writing. And you can see it in the first version of Miami on the 4th line in the known column. Moving on to the word and in the question column, the overall uppercase structure of the letter is formed with only one stroke. So beginning on the left side and moving up from the baseline, creating sort of a triangle, but whenever that stroke comes down to the baseline, the right side of the A, it causes a retrace that forms the crossbar of the A. So it is actually one stroke, almost like a triangle, except the bottom, instead of meeting the left staff, comes up and forms a curved crossbar of the A. And that particular letter formation was found within the known writing, also in the uppercase A. You can see in the known column on the 6th row. The spacing relationship between the lowercase n and the lowercase d is the next characteristic that I have pointed out within my demonstrative aid. So the fact that the n is sort of diving into that lowercase d is found within the word dividend. You can see at the end how at the end of the word dividend, the lowercase n is sort of piercing through the loop of the D, the bottom of the D. And that particular spacing characteristic was found within the question as well as the known. And I also wanted to point out the open loop of the D. So the bottom of the D, the bowl of the D is open. Whenever that character was created, it started at the top, went towards the baseline, then created a counterclockwise curve. But instead of coming and meeting the staff, it stayed open and just stayed at the baseline. So pointing out that particular characteristic of that open bold lowercase d can be found in the word card in the known column. The next word in the question column is the word once. The lowercase NTS is where I'm going to focus on, although there are more characteristics that I have not pointed out. The lowercase n and s are nearly touching, which is odd because whenever you're taught to learn the copybook style, you're taught to leave an even amount of spacing between each letter in a word. So the S touching the N, which is 2 letters outside of the word, was an interesting characteristic that I found in the word tenants on the 8th row on the known column. You can also see it in the word comments, though I don't have it pointed out with a red arrow, but the N and the S look like as if they are touching. The combination of the crossbar T to the lowercase s, to the formation of the lowercase s, in the word once on the in the question column, that particular characteristic was found within the word comments, where you can see the lowercase t's crossbar continues out to the right and then forms a loop as it makes a counterclockwise loop around and then comes closer to the baseline and then kind of goes underneath the lowercase t to touch the lowercase n. That particular combination was found within the known writing in tenants as well as comments. The next word in the question column is the word whatever. The lowercase w in the word whatever, there's a line underneath it. That is indicating is that the left side of the W is actually lower on the baseline than the right side of the W. And that particular characteristic was also found within the known writing in the known column 8 within the word once. I didn't use this laser the whole time. The lowercase w in the word once on the known column, the left side of it is much closer to the baseline than the right side. Moving on to the next characteristic, it is the spacing between the lowercase t and the lowercase e in the word whatever. The t crossbar is touching the lowercase e. That particular characteristic was found within the word after. And the formation of the V is a very blocky shape with the left side being lower than the right side. The bottom kind of creates more of a square rather than a curve or a V shape retrace. That particular characteristic was also found within the known writing in the word deliver. Another characteristic within the word whatever in the question column is the combination of the ER. The lowercase e, as it ends, creates the beginning stroke of the lowercase r, connecting the e and the r at the bottom. And that particular characteristic was also found within the word deliver and the word after in the known writing.
And do these examples comprise all of the characteristics that you looked at, or are these just a few examples?
These are just a few examples of some of the question characteristics that I examined and found to be similar within the known writing.
And what conclusion did you reach in reference to the question, did Donna Adelson write the script contained in State's Exhibit 62?
I identified the known writing purportedly written by Donna Adelson as to be the writer of the question handwriting.
And is that the highest level of conclusion that you reach in your reporting?
Identification is the highest level, yes, ma'am.
1 minute. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
We've never contested that our client wrote that document, no questions.
You may step down.
Move to strike the comment, Your Honor.
The comment is struck. Members of the jury, you are to consider what came from the witness stand as the evidence. You may step down.
Thank you.
Witness is released, Judge.
Have a good day. You are released. Please call your next witness.
May we have a short recess to set up for the next witness?
That's fine. Members of the jury, the bailiff will take you to the jury room. We'll resume at 3:35.